This installation video does not replace the operator manual. Make sure you read that while you wait for your delivery. Read all the electrical, space, and air requirements, and all the warnings and cautions. A link can be found in the description of this video. Once you receive your Tormach 15LX, it can only be lifted with the forklift or pallet jack on one side of the crate, which is marked with 2 arrows where the fork should fit. Do not lift it on the other side, as the weight of the lathe will be uneven and could cause a tipping situation. Make sure your delivery person knows this. Place the 15LX crate into an area with room to disassemble the crate. The screws on the top panel should be removed first using a cordless drill with a Phillips style bit. Slide the panel over to a helper and tip it down so that they can take it away. Remove the screws from one of the 2 longer panels along one side and bottom. Then have a helper ready to take the panel once all the screws are removed. Go around and remove the screws from the other panels. The last short panel will be loose once the last screws are removed, so have a helper ready to take it away. Pull the protective bag off of its staples and remove it. Go around the lathe and check for any damage. If you find any, contact Tormach Technical Support by creating a ticket. Several items are strapped in place to prevent shipping damage. Start by cutting the straps for the operator console arm using some snips. Using a hex wrench, remove the first button head screw and move the bracket aside. Resecure the screw into the original threaded hole. Do the same with the second screw and set aside the shipping bracket. Do not discard. Remove the right side access panel and set aside the screws. Lift the panel upwards and then twist and tilt to remove. Set the panel aside. Inside is an orange bracket that secures the carriage to the bed casting. Remove those screws and save them with the bracket. Remove the bracket that secures the door to the enclosure, and then set the bracket aside. Resecure the screws back into their original location. Cut off the second op console strap and discard it. Remove the metal bracket on the door and set it aside. Resecure the screws back into their original location. Cut the straps holding the operator console box to the stand and take it off the pallet. Open the enclosure door, and in the chip chute are the tool bag and/or the optional 3-jaw chuck. Remove these from the chip chute. Removing the pallet. Open the tool bag and remove all the items. You will first need the stand feet and legs. You will need room behind the 15LX lathe to put a jack in from behind, so you'll need to move it from the side. Don't use a narrow jack as the weight is further back. As you can see, it doesn't go far enough to the rear. Use a standard pallet jack and lift from the side where the coolant tank slides out. Move the lathe further out. Then lift and partially slide out the coolant tank. Cut the straps off, holding the chip basket in place, and set that aside. Lift the tank off the pallet, then flip it on its end. The coolant tank wheels and fasteners are in the tool bag. Collect these and remove the fasteners from the bags. Secure all 4 wheels to the bottom with the included socket head cap screws, locking washers, and washers. Once all 4 wheels are installed, roll the coolant tank away so you can lift the 15LX off the pallet. Use a 9/16 socket to remove the 6 lag screws along the back side of the pallet. Pull off the board. The lathe is attached to the pallet at each corner with a bolt. You can use a 1 by 3/16" socket or a 30mm socket. Once each bolt is loose, you can remove it by hand. A couple of the spots are tight. Bring the standard pallet jack around the back and raise the lathe off of it to the full extension of the pallet jack. Pull the pallet from underneath the lathe. If you ever want to move this lathe in the future, you may want to save this pallet with all the bolts in storage. It would be good to also store all of the shipping brackets in the tool bag we provided. Find the lathe legs and feet, turn the nuts almost all the way down and place the washer on top. If your jack doesn't go high enough, you may have to remove the feet by popping them out of the socket. Thread all 4 legs into their locations and place the feet underneath. Thread the legs up into the mounts so that they are roughly 3 inches from the bottom of the mount to the bottom of the socket. Place the pads directly underneath and start lowering the lathe. Once you get close to the pads, realign them to the ball sockets. Lower the leg until they're partly in the pad hole. Lower the lathe and the legs will pop into the pads. Raise the lathe again and place it at the final location. Do not move the 15LX with a narrow pallet jack. Only use standard pallet jacks. Readjust the legs so that they are 3 inches from the bottom of the lathe mount and the foot pads. Raise the nut so that it and the washers are up against the leg mount. Lower the jack completely and roll it away. If any of the feet aren't secure to the ground, lower them slightly until there is weight on all 4. Then tighten up all the nuts so that they're tight up against the leg mount. The stand on the 15LX is very sturdy and nothing more than basic leveling is needed. Roll the coolant tank under the lathe and connect the pump's power cord to the cord on the rear tray. Find the tube clamps and slide it onto either end of the pump tube. Wiggle the tube onto the brass fitting and use channel lock pliers to secure each clamp into place. Pick up the cord and the tube, then roll the tank under the lathe, dripping both through the cutout. Cut off the zip ties, securing the lathe's electrical cord off of the tray on the back. Cut off the wrap on the electrical plug. We supply the machine with an L630 plug. Have your electrician change it if needed. You can plug it in at this point. Remove the window protection. Installing the operator console. Remove the operator console out of the packaging. Then remove the rear panel of the op console support arm using a hex wrench. Set the screws and panel aside as they will be reused. Snip off the zip ties of the cable within. Find the support screws and make sure that they fit. Have a coworker hold the operator console up and work together to align the holes. Install and thread in all 8 screws to secure the op console to the arm. Line up the e-stop cable and secure it to the threaded conduit. Connect the male end of the power cable to the AC adapter and set it inside the sheet metal housing. Pull that cord and the Ethernet cable through the mount and into the hole on the back of the operator console. Use a 3mm wrench to remove the 3 screws from the side of the console. Set these screws aside. Open the door and pull the AC cord and the Ethernet cable through. Plug the AC cord into the top of the controller box and secure it by tightening the barrel connection. The machine Ethernet cable is attached to LAN 1 input. LAN 2 is reserved for a wired internet connection. Install the mouse tray and the pendant tray to the right side with the provided screws. Place the mouse and keyboard on their trays and route the cables to the back and through the rear hole of the console. Insert both of these USB cables into the available slots on the controller. Then arrange the cables neatly and close the console door. Resecure it with the screws removed earlier. Reinstall the rear arm panel and resecure it with the previously removed screws. Insert the controller key on top. Place a pendant onto the side tray and drape the cable in back. Attach it to the pendant connection and secure it with a Phillips screwdriver. The air gun bracket is installed on the front of the lathe with the 2 screws and a hex wrench. Plug the air gun into the included coiled cable and nestle it into the holster. Remove the screws securing the left panel and set the screws and panel aside. If the pressure regulator opening isn't removed, knock it out with a hammer and punch. Same on the bottom hole. Install the female to female air connection here. Make sure to tighten with 2 wrenches. And install the loose end of the coiled air cable into this push to connect fitting. Remove the red threaded ring off of the pressure regulator and slide the bracket onto it. The bracket should allow for the regulator face to be sticking out the front hole. Hold it in place and secure it with 2 screws. Install the pressure regulator panel onto the right rear of the enclosure with the provided screws. Remove one of the regulator pins from the push-to-connect fitting and install the long, thin air line into this. Take the other end and feed it into the rear access panel. On the inside, secure this air line to the cables that go up and over using zip ties. It needs to reach the air regulator you just installed. Clean up the zip tie ends after securing them. The thin air line should go into the right push-to-connect fitting. Find the short, thicker air line, install into the left, then into the push-connect fitting of the inlet adapter underneath. Make sure all of the connections are secure. Push the door latch up so that you can close the door. Replace the side panels on both sides with the screws you removed earlier. That's it for the 15LX installation video. If you had any issues or questions, make sure to go to tormach.com and in the support drop-down menu, click on Open Support Ticket. If you haven't registered before, now would be a good time to do that.